Excellent. Welcome, everyone, to the call tonight. Thank you so much for taking the opportunity to listen in and be a part of the training. Tonight's training is actually, I don't have a PowerPoint because I just want to speak candidly from me to you. And so we have the Heritage Maker screen in the background. Oh, there's my lunchbox. Love knowing. But I want to speak candidly about Heritage Makers and just kind of talk with you a little bit. So our training tonight is a little bit different, and we will do we'll do a call and kind of go from there. I don't know about you, but in the summer things tend to slow down for my business. Not for my life, but for my business, things tend to slow down, and it's very easy to want to sit back and be complacent with things just as they are. It's very easy to want to do that. And I know firsthand that, maybe your business might take a back seat. And I want to assure you that is okay. It is absolutely fine to go camping with your family and maybe not do a workshop this week or next week. It's okay. It is harder going again, but it is okay. The summer is a great time to jump into family and the making of the memories that we turn into books and create our storybooks and the stories of our lives. The summer is a lot of time when people do that, family reunions and bonding with kids when they're out of school and barbecues and margaritas in the fridge, which, by the way, I always have. So I'm just going to pour myself one while we talk, and you can have one with me vicariously through the internet. But I want you to know that it's okay to incorporate your family life into your Heritage Maker's life. And a lot of times people feel like it has to be one or the other, that they cannot, well, I'm either doing my business, and I know that I have felt this way, even recently, and I've been doing this for 2 years. I have felt, well, it has to be one or the other. I either have to do my Heritage Makers business all the way, or I have to do my family all the way, and Heritage Makers or my business has to take a back seat. And actually, the great thing about direct sales is that there's an ebb and flow. You're allowed. It's totally fine. You're allowed to have an ebb and flow to your life and to your business. And that's actually what makes direct sales so successful. I know for a long time that there are consultants on my team, and I myself was kind of embarrassed by the stigma that is direct sales. And, and it was kind of embarrassing. I had to come up with other things. What do you do for a living? Oh, well, I'm a personal publishing consultant. Oh, well, I help people tell stories. But it was kind of an embarrassing thing. Well, what do you do? I am a personal publisher with a direct sales company. And people, it's very hard to say that because you feel like you have to apologize or make amends for having chosen to do direct sales. But the great thing about direct sales, about our business, about Heritage Makers, about what we do, is that if we need to take a month off, we can take a month off. We don't have to ask permission. We don't have to, it's nice if you communicate that with your upline and with your directors. It's nice because they like to hear from you, just like I like to hear from you and my sponsors like to hear from me. But you don't have to ask anybody. You can just take a month off, knowing that once you go back into it, it's going to be a little bit tricky to kind of get that ball rolling again, and we've talked about that before. But truly, you can take the time off. You can cancel for the day. You can work really hard for 1 week and take 3 weeks off because you call the shots. You make the decisions. You can book up your calendar or choose not to book up your calendar. One of our team members, Rebecca McInnes, has done that. She knew she was going to be traveling, and she only had 1 week of availability to do workshops. And so I'm telling you, she called and called and called and called until that week was full, planning that eventually she knew a couple would cancel. I want to say I think she planned 4 or 5 events in that one weekend. She actually hosted 3. But the fact of the it's in 1 week, and her entire month is it. She's over $700 for the month of June. And the reason is because she said, going to be off for three weeks. I'm going to be traveling. I'm not going to be around, and I don't want the money to not be there. I need that money. This is an income for me. I want to plan for it. And so she did. She planned for it. She made no apologies. You know, hey, I'm going to be gone, and I'm not going to make it happen to herself. She just said, you know what? I've only got 1 week. I'm going to make it count. I'm going to pack it full. I'm going to plan for cancellations because it's life and people's lives get, you know, out of whack, and I'm going to plan for that. In fact, I'm going to hope that a couple of them cancel because 5 in 1 week is an awful lot, and I'm going to run with it. And she did, and that's the great thing about Heritage Makers and direct sales as a whole is that you call the shots. That's just with your schedule. The other thing is that you get to call the schedule with how you choose to do it. There are several of consultants within our team, within our organization, who do not care for workshops. And you know what? You don't have to do them. Am I saying that you will be as successful as if you did workshops? It might be a little more difficult because workshops are a way of presenting our information to more than one person at a time. Therefore, your success rate will go up. I mean, if you're telling 5 people at once versus telling 1 person at once, you're simply impacting more people. And that's all a workshop is telling more people at the same time about what we do, about the magic of Heritage Makers, about the magic of storybooking. And so that's kind of a cool thing. So, but you don't have to do workshops to be successful. It will just take you a little bit longer to get the ball rolling. So if I do a workshop and I have 5 people and you're doing one-on-ones, that means in one event I hit 5 people, and in 5 events you hit 5 people. The only benefit to workshops, that's why we do them, is because you just get to talk to more people at what, you know. You don't have to do workshops. You can. Fantastic classes for children, teaching children to write storybooks. She's doing a book cooks class, which is cooking classes, and then she's putting them on a Heritage Maker storybook. And I love it so much that my daughter, Mia Grace, was enrolled in her June. We've re-enrolled her for July because it's so great. And Morgan, my older daughter, who turned 11 yesterday, said, I want to do that. I would love to do that. So that's kind of a cool thing. So it just, you get to call the shots. You get to choose. And I don't want anyone who is listening to this call to feel like they don't get to pick. Well, I have to do it that way. Well, you know, Jennifer Stratton, she does art books and she teaches workshops and she's a crazy person and she works all the time and I can't do that. I don't want to do that. You don't have to do that. And I know I'm a crazy person, but hopefully it's a good crazy. My husband may or may not disagree, may or agree, but you don't have to do it that way. There are hundreds of people. Hallie Red, who is a big name in Heritage Makers, hates to get up in front of talking for people. She hates it. It is her biggest fear, and yet she's one of the top recruiters in the entire company, and she has 100 clubs, Club HMs right now. So just realize, just find your own comfort zone with working with Heritage Makers, and you will find success. And if that means in the summer that you speed up because you're a teacher and that's when you have your free time, or you slow down, then that's okay. You get to pick. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to do a huge training tonight. I just wanted to talk candidly about that summer slows down for some people, and that's okay, and it's allowed, and so for some people it speeds up and gets really busy, and that's okay too. And then I am here if you have questions. Please don't hesitate to give me a call, and that's pretty much it. So if you want to go ahead and type in any questions, that would be great, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And my phone number is 907-350-1755. You are always welcome to call or text me there, or on Facebook, or email